Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. This is a deep analysis for Bitcoin. We're gonna see what's going on, of course, regarding the tension in the Middle East as well. How it might affect us, of course, with the crypto market. We'll see, guys. But basically, it might be, of course, something opening tomorrow with an aggressive move downward. We're gonna see, of course, what's going on. Anyway, the micro level also is a little bit surprising regarding, of course, the tension is not doing like a very reactive movement, same as for the 2022, like when we saw, of course, the Ukrainian and the Russian war. So this is different this time. Yeah, definitely something different, but it might be that the opening tomorrow of the market might be, of course, a decisive move there. Now, basically, on the all-time history first, I would like to mention that regarding the cycles, we are looking here at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, finished an impulse toward the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finished wave 1 or wave A, followed by the 2022 correction, which is the Ukrainian and Russian war here, where we saw, of course, a deep move there from February. If you have realized the February, exactly this was a Russian and Ukrainian war dump. This was FTX start, and of course, then followed by the Ukrainian war. Now, basically, we are repeating almost the same. So we got the first leg here potentially, and of course, after a finished impulse here, can it be, of course, the new Middle East war for a deeper correction here to bring us for a very deep wave 2? Meaning a 1-2 there as an ABC, that it might be unfolding around the 35 and 25K. So yeah, we gotta be careful if this is gonna happen. Otherwise, of course, well, if this doesn't happen, then we might see, of course, something very normal, very shallow as correction, wave B there, 3 ways up, and then of course having 5 ways down, and then pushing, of course, for higher later on for a bull run after reaching the time and the fib level required. Yeah, so these are the possibilities here. Are we gonna dive deep, or are we gonna rebound for a shallow correction here and then pushing for higher? This is regarding, of course, the parabolic move and the cycles that we might expect. Now, on the daily for the channeling, of course, as you can see, our base channel is finished for the impulse, and currently the price is still ranging again. And surprisingly, within this war, we didn't saw any kind of a decisive movement here. We saw Bitcoin still ranging around the base channel, in and out, in and out. And of course, we are currently in a triangle formation. And this triangle formation can, of course, still lead for a break down. Yeah, that we can see, of course, the price continues for lower, since, of course, we don't have any signal yet for bullish, unless we need, of course, a confirmation there to take the high. We'll see it, of course, on the micro level. However, based on this price action, of course, that is still ranging, it's still, of course, uncertain exactly 100% what's gonna be. But of course, we have a possibility, since we are still corrective. We are still, of course, ranging in sideways. That means, of course, continuation. Yeah, simply continuation toward the downside. And we might see, of course, something unfolding and breaking out of this base channel toward the downside. So we gotta be careful with this. Now, the possibilities that we have in hand here as per Elliott Wave is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished wave 1 over there, and you're looking for a wave 2 as 3 waves, shallow, wave C, regular flat, of course, and A as 3 waves, 3 ways up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the downside to reach, of course, at least the 0.38 fib level in confluence here, of course, with this support technical area as well. So this is a shallow wave 2, of course, that we might have here as an ABC. Now, of course, if the things are going to escalate, I believe, especially today might be an answer for tomorrow opening, yeah, for the market. If the things keeps escalating today, and we see, of course, like a lot of strikes everywhere in the Middle East, especially, of course, in the UAE, Emirates, and yeah, the most, I would say, the hubs of a crypto market as well, yeah, in the Middle East. So where big investor are also existing there, so it might affect sentiments, guys. So we gotta be careful. This might open in a deep correction, yeah, in a deeper correction, and that means, of course, we might see a 3 4 5 4 5 here, double 1 2, or even one single wave 5, which means double 1 2, wave 3 4 and a 5 4 and a 5. Okay, so this might be, of course, something, yeah, very deep, I would say. It might be the reasons this time for, of course, the bear market, for the deep bear market, the same as we saw in the 2022 for the Ukrainian and the Russian war. So this might be, of course, the reason. Also, this time, yeah, Iranian war in the Middle East can be again, of course, an escalation, and it can be, of course, a deeper correction in a longer ABC zigzag here, that it might reach. Again, the minimum requirement time, of course, is over there, but when we go deep here, we might, of course, get an ABC. You still, of course, need an ABC at the end, 3 waves. You cannot finish one impulse and push for higher, so you need an ABC zigzag, which it might reach at least the 0.618 perfection, of course, and this can be or extend towards, of course, 2028 and even more. Yeah, so we can see, of course, a longer correction and a deeper one for Bitcoin over there. Let's dive inside the micro level to get some answers. So basically, on the micro level here, you have a range. Yeah, we still have this range. It can be a triangle, A, B, and a C, D, and a E. But there is a problem with it for me. I don't really see it so much here, especially within the time of the wave B in comparison with the wave D time. I also don't like it. So something is not really nice in this triangle, I would say. But yeah, if it is the case, then okay, we dump toward the downside. Yeah. Another possibility is, of course, an A, B, and a C looking toward the upside. This is A. You have the wave B, which is very long, basically, which it has a higher possibility than having 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Pushing for higher here as a wave C, as 1 to 1 fib level, 75K. This might reach, of course, a wave C. We might still be, of course, in a wave 4. Nothing was changed as correction, unless, of course, we break this area, okay, and we push for higher still. And we see, of course, some momentum building up here for something as 1.618. And that means, of course, 4 and a 5 is expected, and means, of course, ABC is then expected as a regular flat. And this is, of course, our reaction for a regular flat, major correction as shallow correction, wave 2, and then pushing for higher later on. So yeah, we're gonna take it, of course, step by step. Now, if we continue for higher, that of course opens the possibility for a large ABC regular flat, meaning a large zigzag toward the upside, which it has even a potential for a new all-time high, by the way, as an expanding flat, like A, B, and a C taking the high and then pushing aggressively with a wave C later on. So yeah, we'll see, of course, if this is gonna happen, but basically the pattern here, because of this wave is longer in time than this one, it reduces the possibility of a triangle and give a higher possibility for an ABC there. Or of course 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave A, B, and a C, as we mentioned, potentially, of course, but we need to break this area first to call something much more higher. So this is regarding Bitcoin. The next possibility, of course, that it can be here is a double 1, 2 that you have in there. Like you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and this wave 4 again, which very low possibility, start to be very low because, of course, of the time. And alternation is not working perfectly here anymore. So this double 1, 2 is starting to go out of the scenarios. Yeah, I don't see it so much anymore. I might stick with only with this wave 4, that it can be a triangle or it can be a wave C. If broken wave C, then okay, we shift to 1, 2. However, probabilities again are higher to push for higher prices. Yeah, that because of this wave again. Now, if we dive inside it on the 1 hour chart, we can see anyway, after having here, potentially you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, wave 1 or wave A. ABC finished in WX and Y. I would say not ABC, because you finished in 3 waves here. So basically you can count also this as potential impulse here, despite of course that the invalidation only with the wicks has been barely touched. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, wave 2, and then looking for wave 3, 4, 5. However, if you take, of course, the fib level taken from this wave 1 there, you will realize that the 886 has been taken, which of course reduce also the possibility for a 1-2, but it doesn't eliminate it. Yeah, so you still have a possibility for 1-2 there in an impulse, but it doesn't, of course, give a stronger possibility there. However, it can be, of course, a wave 2 for a diagonal, maybe. So what if we are unfolding here a diagonal, something like this? There you go, because wave 2 is allowed to take the 886 as a diagonal, finishing wave C over there. So this is also a possibility. Yeah. It can be, of course, that we might be in a diagonal as well as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, hitting the 1-to-1 fib level, A, B, and a C, and then pushing down. Yeah. So this is also very high possibility as well currently that I'm looking for. And if we dive inside this correction here, I would say, well, it's hard to say also that it is a perfect impulse, but still fine. I mean, you can see here a lot of overlapping. Yeah, everything is overlapping over there. You have potentially only one wave 3 here finished. Yeah, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which it can lead you into a bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And what should I do with those? Yeah, so whether they are double 1, 2, and this is your wave 3, 4, and a 5, 4, and a 5 continuation, whether it is something corrective, guys. Okay, so we gotta still, of course, be careful. It's not a clear pattern. The market is still, of course, not very clear, but it can be, of course, a potential ABC here. So what if we are in somehow A, B, and a C toward the upside, another ABC, another A, B, and a C for wave 3. So this might be, of course, the things that it might confuse us a little bit. So as zigzags, we'll see, guys. So this is very high possibility, honestly. My highest possibility, yeah, I know that the tension and escalation are very scary right now, but somehow the price shows, of course, higher possibility for this scenario until we break out, until we break above the 1-to-1 fib level. Yep, so this is my deep analysis for Bitcoin for this weekend. Of course, trade safe. Tomorrow the opening is going to be scary, I would say. Yeah, the market might react very, very strongly. It depends on today. What's gonna be? Are we gonna get like very far big escalation, or is it gonna end soon? Yeah, if it's gonna end soon, I think the market might feel a little bit much more comfortable. If not, then yeah, we gotta be careful. Before you leave, make sure to join our private Discord community. There you will get daily updates faster than YouTube, plus exclusive bonus trading signals for the gold, silver, Bitcoin, and stocks. You can also request one special technical analysis every day and get access even to our only members video on YouTube and also on Discord. And stay ahead, of course, with economic and political news that actually moves the market. And of course, we do regular Q&A sessions, so you can get your questions answered directly in the Discord. And of course, if you're serious about leveling your trading, the Discord link is below in the description and in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.